can take this guy? Yeah, good luck. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is the slickest entry in the series to date, and it's an ideal introduction to the hugely enjoyable business of cooperative monster slaying. The basic premise is to venture out into the wilds, find one of these bad boys, kill it, and then make hats and swords out of its entrails, but there's a lot more to it than that. There are 12 weapons, hundreds of items, and more than 100 hours worth of quests, but it's the thrill of the chase and the addictive rush of hard-earned victory that will hook you in. 3 Ultimate has a few new monsters, a rearranged single-player experience, and a whole new multiplayer area. But the meat and bones of the game are the same as 2010's Monster Hunter Tri, with updated graphics on Wii U of course, and much better loading times. Whether you're playing on 3DS or Wii U, you're still getting the same experience, which is pretty remarkable in itself. You can transfer your save between the two platforms using a free app from the eStore. You can play online on Wii U, but not on 3DS. And if there's 4 of you in a room together, you can play locally with 3 handheld consoles and 1 Wii U, and the TV screen becomes an HD showcase for your battle. Monster Hunter really comes alive in multiplayer, so you'll want to coerce some friends into playing with you. Show them a few of this game's best battles though, and they won't need much persuasion. The best moments in Monster Hunter are when you meet a new beast for the very first time. These creatures look incredible. Aggressive, distinctive, and properly alive. They don't have anything so obvious as a health bar. You have to ascertain how close you are to victory by observing their behavior, watching for a limp, a damaged wing, or signs of tiredness. This is one of the best things about Monster Hunter. You have to rely on your instincts and get to know your quarry. It's clear that Capcom has spent most of its time making the monsters themselves look better. The environments, by contrast, are still very sparse, with some textures that are noticeably out of place in HD. The Wii U gamepad and 3DS touchscreen can be customized with panels, so you can put your map, health, stamina, item pouch, and whatever else on the bottom screen if you want, giving you an unobstructed view of the action. Underpinning Monster Hunter's grand battles is a lovely, quirky sense of humour. It's got eccentric gestures, ridiculous armour, talking cats that cook your dinner, a cheesy barbecuing minigame, and wittily translated dialogue. And the sight of your hunter haplessly sprinting away from a dragon before falling on their face still raises a smile 40 hours in. Monster Hunter's 12 different weapons are the key to its lasting appeal. Whenever your hunting style is starting to feel stale, you can craft yourself a new weapon and the game transforms. Playing with a greatsword feels almost like a completely different game than playing with a bowgun. Each weapon is easy to learn, but there are nuances to the combat system that reward those willing to dig deeper. The single player sees you trying to save a quaint little fishing town called Moga Village from mysterious monster-related earthquakes. You get to know and love this place as you're taught how to hunt. There's a farm where you can enlist feline minions to grow useful items for you, and a fishing fleet that can bring back useful treasure. Whilst free hunting in Moga Woods gains you resources that you can use to help the villagers out when you're not out on quests. When it's time for multiplayer, you head to Port Tanzia, where you can meet up with friends. Multiplayer is crucial to the Monster Hunter experience. Local multiplayer is easy to set up, but the online interface on Wii U is unfortunately still as archaic as it was in Tri. One connection error and you'll be booted all the way back to the start screen. Once you've managed to connect to a lobby though, it rarely stumbles. Even 50+ hours in, you'll still be seeing new monsters, though you'll also be seeing a lot of the same ones, and subspecies of different colours. If you want to make a full set of armour out of a monster, you'll have to hunt it a lot. It can start to feel like a grind. Friends come in handy here to alleviate the repetition. Monster Hunter has often been a series where you have to work around its quirks, whether it was the absurd claw-like hand position needed to operate the camera on PSP versions, or the inconvenient lack of online multiplayer. With 3 Ultimate, a lot of these frustrations are gone. Both versions control well. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate wasn't made for the Wii U controller, and it does feel a little awkward at first, but it never gets in the way of enjoying the game. On DS, even without the CirclePad Pro attachment, controlling the camera using the touchscreen works surprisingly well. It's not quite perfect, but it's certainly a lot better than it ever was on the PSP. It's only noticeably clunky when you're fighting underwater. Target camera, meanwhile, lets you focus on large monsters, which is a godsend for newer players. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is a good update of a great game that's starting to show its age, but it's still very much worth your time and money. The monsters are stunning, the fights can be incomparably exhilarating, and the 3DS and Wii U connectivity is really impressive, even if the online infrastructure is still archaic. There's just enough new stuff for Monster Hunter addicts to get into, and if you've never dived into this complex and rewarding series before, this is the best opportunity yet. For everything else on Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, stay with us on IGN.